Hello, my friends. Good morning to you all. I'm starting this live stream at 12:53 a.m. Central Time. It's a new day, December the 18th of 2025, and just a few hours ago, President Donald J. Trump delivered his primetime address to the nation. During my previous live stream, we were wondering what President Trump might talk about during his primetime address. And now we know, because we have heard what our president had to say during his speech. So that is what I'm going to be discussing today. President Trump's primetime address, a glimpse of what's to come. So please join me for this discussion. And I see our friends Kay Cooper and Evelyn are already here in the live chat. Great to see you both. Thank you for being here. And let's go into the discussion. So my friends, President Trump's primetime address was not a very long one. Just going by the number of minutes, okay? It was not a long one. It was not 1.5 hours long. Not even 1 hour long. In fact, the speech was less than 30 minutes. And if you want to be even more specific, the speech was approximately 19 minutes long. So we know that President Trump delivers long speeches. During his rallies, the president talks for a very long time. And he often goes off script. Kay Cooper is writing 18 minutes. Yeah, it's between 18 and 19. Kay, you're absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. So it was 18 minutes and maybe some seconds. So you are correct. And I mean, think about it. It was such a short one, but very powerful. Okay? We know that during his rallies, President Trump talks for a long time. And as I was just saying, he goes off script and he's not always looking at the teleprompter, right? And the president engages in humor. He has a great sense of humor, so he'll say things that, make people laugh, make people smile. And he does what he wants to do, and the people love it. Now, this speech was a very different speech. It was not a rally speech. It was not even something like the joint address to Congress that the president delivered earlier this year. It was not a State of the Union, because a State of the Union would be long, right? This speech was short. It was very different, but it was to the point, and it was a very powerful one. That's what matters. It was a very powerful speech. My friends, very, very efficiently, the president highlighted some very important facts. The president highlighted some key accomplishments of the Trump administration. And let me tell you something which I've said before, maybe not today, but earlier. If you go back, if you listen to my previous live streams, you'll find that I said something I'm going to say again. The Trump administration is the people's administration. That's right. We, the American people, we voted. Remember back in November? Do you remember November 2024? That's right. Last year in November, we voted, and the president enjoyed a landslide victory. Electoral college vote, popular vote. And so the president, Donald J. Trump, he highlighted the accomplishments that his administration, the people's administration, achieved. And the president presented those accomplishments and also highlighted the contrast. What was America like under Joe Biden, and what is America now? Between 2021 and 2024, what did we go through? All the pain, all the suffering, all the Biden-inflation, all the high gas price, woke policies, so on and so forth. It's a night and day difference between what we experienced when Biden was in office versus what we are experiencing now. We are better off. We are happy now. We were suffering back then when Joe Biden was in office, but now we are happy. Our hearts are full of hope. We are doing better. So my friends, it's the night and day difference. As Evelyn is pointing out, in the live chat, if you take a look, Evelyn is pointing out gas, energy, food prices are down. That is absolutely correct, Evelyn. Thank you for pointing that out. Thanks for pointing that out. Gas prices down, energy, absolutely. We need energy for everything. You need energy to charge your phone. You need energy to heat your home. You need energy to run your appliances. Energy for everything. So, energy for transportation. So, gas prices down, energy price down, and food, yeah. So, it's that contrast, it's that night and day difference that President Donald J. Trump highlighted. Under Joe Biden, there was inflation. We had affordability issues. Under Joe Biden, there was invasion at the southern border. How many times on this channel did I talk about the border crisis? How many times? 100 times? 1,000 times? 1,000,000 times? Maybe more. I kept talking about this issue over and over again. The invasion at the border, and now the border is secure. Gas prices down, things are becoming affordable again. Our economy was heading towards complete devastation with Joe Biden in office. And we made a great comeback. And President Trump says, very clearly, he says, we are the hottest country in the world. Absolutely. During President Trump's speech, he made this transformation very clear. He said, we're bringing our economy back from the brink of ruin. And this is a statement that so many people, millions and millions of people around the country will agree with. They're going to say, President Trump, we heard you say this during your primetime address. You said, we're bringing our economy back from the brink of ruin. President Trump, let me tell you, you are absolutely correct, sir. Thank you for what you do. Thank you for your team. Thank you for everything that you're doing to fulfill the promises that you made to the American people. And yes, you are bringing the economy back from the brink of ruin. Joe Biden was pushing our economy towards complete ruin, complete devastation, but President Trump is bringing the economy back and making America great again. So, my friends, the president also shared good news during his primetime address. He highlighted the fact that we will see the benefits of the One Big Beautiful Bill very soon. This year is coming to an end. 2025 is coming to an end. 2026 is when we will start seeing the amazing results. So get ready. Get ready. I see Frank's here. Frank, so good to see you. One of the key items in the speech that President Trump delivered was the part about the military. Thanks to the veterans. Thank you, veterans, and thanks to those who are currently serving. President Trump highlighted the military. The energy is back, recruitment is going well, and the president announced that there is going to be a warrior dividend, meaning the U.S. troops will soon receive $1,776, 1776, as we get ready to celebrate the 250th anniversary of our great country. So, 1776, that's the warrior dividend. Every soldier will receive $1776, and the checks are already on their way, as President Trump said. I think it's a great news for the U.S. troops and their family members. This is a very nice Christmas gift, I think. And it will energize the U.S. troops going into the new year. My friends, I believe that people expected the speech to be longer than it was, but you got to keep in mind those 18 minutes, those 19 minutes were very, very important during prime time. Middle of the week. During the holiday season, people watched this very closely, and those who missed watching this address live, they will be watching the replay. It'll play over and over again on the internet, on social media. People will be watching the replay. Here's something that I was honestly quite surprised about. The president, during his address, did not speak about Venezuela. Were you surprised that he did not mention Venezuela? This was one of the things I discussed yesterday because I felt that Venezuela could be a big topic of the primetime address, but no, it was not. It was not. Now that can be interpreted in a couple of different ways. One might draw the conclusion that the Venezuela issue is not important enough to be mentioned during a presidential primetime address. But then again, maybe the Venezuela issue is so important that it perhaps requires a separate speech. Obviously, it's a critical issue. I believe that any speech on Venezuela and the ongoing crisis there would be discussed completely separately from any other issue. The fact that President did not mention Venezuela raises more questions about what action the United States might take. on that matter. Give me a second, my friends. I gotta hold on a second. I see a lot of comments coming in. All right. By the way, those who subscribed, thank you for doing that. I appreciate it very, very much. Thanks for subscribing. I see Michael Brown is here. Michael Brown, good to see you. Michael Brown. Good to see you, Michael. Those who have not yet subscribed, please do so. It's wonderful to see Michael's name pop up in the live chat. Our friend from Australia, Michael. All right, so let's see. Okay, as I was saying, the fact that the president did not mention Venezuela raises more questions about what action the United States might take on that matter. Okay. Of course, whenever we're talking about a conflict, whenever the military is involved in a matter, a lot of information about further steps must be kept from the public, okay? It's not something that can be openly discussed. The president is not going to be delivering an address, is not going to be delivering a primetime address talking about military strategy or what he's going to do next. Hold on a second. All right. I gotta change the screen here. Okay. So yeah, the president is not going to be giving details about how he is going to be dealing with the Venezuela issue. Whenever the United States is dealing with an adversary like the Maduro regime, the Nicolas Maduro regime, there has to be an element of surprise. The Trump administration will not disclose the plan, whatever that might be. So I guess we have to just stay tuned. Stay tuned to learn more. Give me a second, friends. I'm checking a screen here. Okay. But here's what's important. By the way, how many of you have watched the speech in real time, like live? How many of you watched the speech live? Let me know in the live chat. Kay Cooper did. That's great, Kay. All right. Someone's asking, did he explain the Venezuela situation? No, President Trump did not talk about Venezuela. That's what I mentioned just a couple minutes ago. Okay. Um, so anyway, if you have listened to the speech, I think the speech was a glimpse of what's to come. I think President Trump made it very clear that there will be a focus on the economy going forward. Everything. That's everything. The economy is everything. And President Trump made it clear that the American workers are his priority. President Trump wants the American workers to have good job opportunities, to get good salaries and wages, to be able to keep more of their hard-earned money in their pockets. And President Trump wants people to be able to make progress in their career. He wants Americans to be able to afford their mortgage payments. President Trump also highlighted the importance of the Federal Reserve, and he said that he's going to be announcing who the next Federal Reserve chairman would be very soon. So President Trump focusing on the economy, focusing on the American workers, focusing on American families. He wants to promote home ownership, so he said that he will be announcing housing reform plans. President Trump also talked about reverse migration, meaning those who came to the U.S. illegally are now going back to their home countries. So I think that will help our economy improve a lot because, as I said before, illegal immigration leads to the suppression of American wages. So if there are illegal workers in the economy, then the wages are going to be suppressed. So if illegal immigrants leave, then wages will also grow. So my friends, this speech was about focusing on the basics: food, clothing, shelter, making food and clothing affordable, making home ownership affordable. So going forward into the second year of the Trump administration, we will see a lot of focus on the economy. And also keep in mind that the FIFA World Cup will be hosted by the US and of course co-hosted by Mexico and Canada. So that will lead to tremendous economic benefits for our country. And also the Olympics. These events will greatly help American businesses and American workers because of the economic impact. So overall, I think it was a great speech. It fills us with hope. It fills us with expectations. And, I think good things will happen. As you know, I tend to be an optimist. I'm hopeful, I'm optimistic, and I think great things are going to be happening in our country very soon. So my friends, I know it's quite late, or I should say it's quite early in the morning. So I'm going to keep this live stream very short. I'm going to end it now. I was wondering, I had such a busy evening, okay? I mean, I watched the speech, but at other times I was extremely busy, so I couldn't do a live stream sooner. But anyway, I wanted to do a live stream before going to bed. And so hopefully you'll stay connected, subscribe. There's going to be a lot more to discuss going forward. So stay connected, and I'm going to be back again very, very soon, my friends. All right. Thank you all so very much. God bless you all. God bless President Donald J. Trump. God bless the Trump administration. God bless the Republicans in Washington. God bless the United States of America. God bless our U.S. allies. And God bless freedom-loving people all over the world. So I'm going to end this live stream now, but I'm going to be back again very soon. Have a great night, my friends, or I should say have a great morning, and I'll be back soon. Thank you.